Hello and welcome to GameChangers Live, presented by the England Rugby Coaching Department. If you are a coach of any level, you should find this fascinating. We are once again in the Mitsubishi Motors High Performance Training Centre, and we are very, very lucky to have England Under-18 coach Russell Earnshaw and England Under-18 head coach John Fletcher. We also have Andy Webb and Phil Kearns behind us, assisting with the session. Over the next half hour or so, these guys are going to take us through some key elements of any training session. And we want this to be as interactive as possible. So please get your questions in and we'll get as many as we can to Fletch. Rusty, no questions for you. We're going to let you take the session, do what you do best. Cool. All the lads involved in the training session have just done the Activate Injury Prevention warm-up. For more information on that, please go to englandrugby.com/activate. But John, what can we expect from the session tonight?
Going to be two main focuses. First focus will be that the majority of the session will be delivered through games. The reason for that is that the decisions that they will be executing today will be closest to what they would do on a Saturday, hence the best transfer from training to games. In addition to that, we'll be coaching through cards. So what you should be seeing will be the priority skills of England Rugby, of creativity, awareness, resilience, decision making, self-organising. These are the skills that we feel at this stage of the player's development are the most important.
Now the first question I've got, John, is that a few of the lads are wearing brightly coloured headbands and brightly coloured beanies. What's that about?
It's a couple of things really. One is we want the players enjoy wearing them, so we want them to have fun. And we want them to be an environment where they feel as though they can be safe and they can try things. So that's reason one. In addition to that, it also would help with their scanning. So it helps them search for information. Clearly, it's more difficult to see if somebody's wearing a headband rather than wearing a bib. They're the reasons.
Thanks, Fletch. We'll get live to the training session.
Let's start with two-man scrum. You guys cool?
Technique.
Yeah. Technique. Best body shape. You ready? Crouch. Bind. Set. Oh, it's hard to pick. Play. Nice. What are you doing away from the ball? Okay, cool. Let's do another restart. In we come. Jump in competition, Alfie. Who do you want to compete against? Who are you thinking? Tom, strong. Team behind him. You ready? Play. Nice, Alfie. Good. You guys ref it. You guys keep reffing it.
Fletch, you said before we went to the training session that it was a game scenario. Can you explain what the type of game is they're playing?
Yeah, well, this is bar-bars, so this is our core game, so we would play this game a lot. So it's two-touch. On the second touch, they would then put a condition. First touch would afford you an opportunity to continue to pass the ball, so that's an important skill for our players. And on the second touch at this moment in time, it's turnover. So the touch by two different people, then they lose possession of the ball. So that's what type of game it is. Rusty's also restarting the game with some either individual or some group skills. So we've had a 2-on-2 scrum. We're probably going to go so that was a pass. The reason he would do that is to stretch the player, so a skill that they want to get better at, or possibly a skill that they're really, really good at. However, to do it under a little bit of pressure, similar to what they would face in a match.
They're using footballs. Why footballs?
We'd use a number of balls. More likely to carry it in two hands if it's a football. More likely to be more creative. More likely to probably low numbers to actually be kicking the ball. So that's the reasons why we'd use lots of different shapes of balls, because obviously that would create a different opportunity for you.
Thanks, Fletch.
Okay, let's play second ball here. Second ball. He's one touch, fellas. He's one touch turnover. Who wants to get a hold of him? Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, let's come in, let's come in, let's come in. One from each team, please. One from each team. Pushing contest over the ball. Who do you want to have a challenge against, Tom? Who are you thinking? Let's go. Of course, it's Josh. He's been training for this one. You ready, big fella? You ready? Crouch. Bind. Set. Go. No. Let's use this ball plate. Turn and play. Keep it if you want. This ball plate. Nice.
I'll talk to the two ball and I'll talk to him.
Okay, do you want to
do that?
It's one touch, Smithy. Hold it. Smithy, you one touch turnover. Just check in. Plate.
Fletch, why are they using lots of balls rather than just one ball to go through the scenarios?
There's a number of reasons, really. So if there's a picture or a decision we want certain players to have, or we want them to be in a certain situation or with the ball at that time, then rather than waiting for the game to give us that situation, we would use that second ball. So often, well, all the time, you'll see Rusty and the other coaches carrying lots of balls. So if there's a situation that they want to see happen, they can just make it happen there and then.
I think you want to give us a bit of an insight about calling a player out of a session as well. So
look.
So Fletch has just called Luke, one of the players in the training session, out. None of the other guys understand what sort of why he's called him out. So we'll just listen as to what Fletch has got to say.
Yeah, just a couple of things. Why are you wearing a hat? What's going on?
One touch turnover. So when I get touched, the ball gets handed over to the other team.
Okay. Why do you think that's a condition for you?
It's just to help with like positional play, help with my depth. So sitting back, not getting too flat to the line and getting hit man and ball. So holding my depth, moving the ball on, and also making sure I'm scanning so I know what's coming at me, and knowing like what to play.
What would be your super strengths in the game? What do you think you're good at in the game? What sort of things do you think you do well at?
Distributing the ball and a bit of my running game is quite good.
And as wearing the hat and that condition on it, has that changed your behaviour in this game? And if so, how?
It makes me scan a bit more, maybe play a bit out the back and watch what's going on and organise a bit more. So helps me just look around and know what the picture in front of me is.
Excellent. Which of our players would benefit from wearing the red hat?
Tom Gogarty, who's in the other team, who's a fly half, so that positional play, that would help him practicing that.
Would there be any of the low numbers who would benefit?
Yeah, any of them really. Because
do you want to go and give the hat to somebody else on your team now?
Yeah.
Off you go.
Cheers, Luke. Thank you. Fletch, a quick question on the back of that. One-on-one feedback you just had with Luke. Why one-on-one feedback? Why individual feedback rather than getting them all in a huddle and getting everyone to answer a few questions?
Yeah, we try to avoid that many huddles, that many stops. There will be stoppages, mainly around the physical stuff. To be perfectly honest, an opportunity to drink water, opportunity to rest. That's actually what our game is. Our game is a game of high intensity, and then there will be a rest. So we do that. However, in that time, often we would avoid talking to them. The reason for that is because we want them to solve problems in the moment at the time. We'd often pull out players just to grow their awareness, ask them some questions, relatively open questions, and just make them curious about things. And then we get them back in the game, and hopefully we see a change of behaviour.
Cheers, Fletch. We'll get back to the live action of training.
Great decision. Oh, stop it. Okay, headbands into me. You guys with Webby? So the challenge is trying to rip the ball off them. So in defence, trying to rip the ball. You guys cool with that?
Yeah.
Who do you think will solve the problem? Which of their players?
Red.
Cool. So you guys keep an eye out, see if he shares that information. Who do you think will get agitated?
Big boy, George.
Big George, of course he will. Big George going to Cambridge, isn't he? Cambridge lads. Are you guys ready? I'll give them the ball early. We'll see if they can react. You guys cool? George, you ready? High ball on George. George, you got to catch it 2 hands above the head. Play. No, easy. Nice, Alfie. I'm enjoying that though. It's a point. Let's play this ball, this ball. Get Smithy. He's one touch. Oh, stop it. Okay, hold it. It's coming. What are you guys noticing? So the non-headbands, what are you noticing? Cool. How many people are you told?
Not many.
Just told us all now. Does that make sense? So I'm going to give them another challenge now. And
Fletch, Rusty's just got them all in a huddle now. What do you think he's saying to them?
Well, what he did prior to actually everybody coming in, where he was just asking some questions about, have they seen any change of behaviour of any of the teams? I think what he's doing is that he's setting some challenges to one team, not telling the other team, and see if they can work it out. So again, if we want players with good tactical awareness, or in our world, some mindset around beating the game, then we would do a lot of this. Set some problems for one team, don't tell the other, and see if see if people can work it out. So I think that's what's going on.
Thanks, Fletch. We've actually got a question from Facebook from Christopher. Thank you very much for your question. Please keep more coming in. He's saying, what is the primary goal of the session? Is there one primary goal of any training session?
Well, normally what we would definitely have is an outcome or some outcome. So a direction of travel where we want to end up at. We wouldn't have lesson plans, to be perfectly honest. We would definitely have a session outcome, and then we would work towards that. So this is how the session's going to start. We would talk about things that we think might be happening, things that players might find easy, might find more difficult, and then we would go through the session, ultimately try and get to the outcome.
Thanks, Fletch.
Thank you.
They're trying to kick. Play. Nice. Okay. Let's switch your team on, please. Smithy, who would benefit from wearing that hat? So pick someone who would benefit from being a one-touch turnover on your team. Yeah. Tom. Cool. Tom, you wear the hat now. Just come in, fellas. We're going to play a 2-minute game. Just come in. Surly, 2-minute game. Do you want to start up or down? Up. How many points up? 3 points up. 3 points up. These guys don't want a challenge, fellas. That's what I'm hearing. Scum off, pass off the floor. If you hit the ball, it's worth 2 points. So 3 points up. This will bring you back to 2. Nice, done. 3-2. Let's play. That's all. Yeah, just keep an eye, Kenzie, and we'll just try and observe off the ball a bit around the support as well. So guys away from the ball, just noticing like George here.
It'd be good if we could use freeze to identify.
Yeah, cool. Nice. Great, cool. Freeze. No one move. D, stay where you are. Attack. He's already gone. If you had those 5 seconds again, what would you do? Cool. Got it. Let's play, Surly. Let's play. Great hands. Score it, turn and play. What are you guys doing off the ball? Miss me, Surly. Nice, let's play this ball. Oh, love the way you hit him on the head.
Fletch, we've got another question from Facebook. Thank you very much, Luke. Luke says he coaches different players of different levels. If you were to coach a group of differing level players, would you still use differing balls?
Absolutely, more reason to be perfectly honest. I do think it accelerates their skill. Our coach, as does Rusty, as does Kearns in Webby, so we are Sunday morning dads as well, so we coach. And lots of the activity will be with a ball that is not an egg shape. So we will use lots of different sizes and different shapes and different weights and of ball, because it just gets them to think it is a different type of pass. They will have to, they will have to anticipate and various other skills that are important for actually developing their overall adaptability.
Thanks, Fletch. Please keep your Facebook questions coming in. We'll get as many as we can to Fletch.
So I got this. Cool. Okay, let's switch up. Let's switch up. One team off, one team on.
I'm thinking now, just now we've raised that support, starting to see it might be good if they play off the floor to see if that changes the
Yeah,
support.
cool, brilliant. Cheers, mate. Nice. So, fellas, what we're going to now give you guys opportunity to play through the floor. So, one touch you can pass, two touch go to ground and lift it. Do you want to show what that looks like? So, one touch, cool. You can pass. Second touch, you go to ground and you can lift it to a support player. Or, you good? Let's go jumping contest. Who do you want to jump against? I'm thinking Surly. No pressure. I'm thinking Surly. Surly, do you need a bigger run up? You all right? Let's go. Nice. Good contest, you guys. Through the floor. Play on. Oh, naughty. Stop it. Let's play this ball. One, through the floor. Two, through the floor. 5 points if you score off a kick, don't forget, fellas. 5 points.
So Rusty is taking the session. Just a second ago, he shouted freeze and all the players stopped. Can you explain what's going on there?
Yeah, it's just to try and, obviously it's about building their awareness to support their decision making. Sometimes this is a fast game. Sometimes actually just need a little bit of time to actually have a look at what other opportunities. So often Rusty will use it when things have gone well or haven't gone so well. Just an opportunity to say, what else could we have done? Sometimes they'll get them to turn their backs. There's all sorts of things that we can do, from actually stopping and freezing the game, allowing the players a little bit of time to see the game and then get back into the game.
From that point of view, and I guess from any training session, how important is it that when a coach does shout freeze and then asks the questions, how important is it that they get the answers or what the players think are the right answers from them? I guess you're asking how important is player involvement?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, certainly asking questions. However, you do also need to be mindful that you need to see a change of behaviour. If we're not careful, we're just getting a generation of young people who actually are good at answering stuff. So you do need to see it. Right. So it's not a question of asking questions, you'll get some information. However, you then need to see it. That's actually where there's a change of behaviour. That's where there's learning.
Thanks, Fletch.
Thank you.
Nice. Beat the game. Surly's beat the game. Oh, sorry, dude. Good shot. It's a great tackle from me, Surly. You all right? Enjoying that. What's the score? What's freeze? What's the score? 12 to you. How many of you guys got? 6. How? Cool. Just made it up. I'm excited. Trying to beat the game. Going to play a minute. So we've got a minute left to play. 12-6. Play. Nice. Turnover too long. Play. 12-11. No.
I think if we put more points for the kick, some more weight, some more points for the kick, that'll help.
Yeah, cool, brilliant.
That'll help that.
Nice. What's the score? You guys are good at maths. Fellas, it's 10 points for a kick now, 10 points for a kick to score. This ball play.
We've got some more Facebook questions. Fletch Hugh asks, is no whistle a purposeful decision, and why?
Yeah, we'd very rarely use them. Occasionally we would. We're actually all able to whistle with hands, so we don't need to carry a whistle. But yeah, we want the activity to be going on as we're coaching. So we're there to facilitate the guys learning. We've already spoke about, we don't want to stop the activity too much. We feel as though we can coach as the game is going on. And a whistle to players, if you ask a player what a whistle means, it means stop and I'm going to be talked to by adults.
Thanks very much. I hope that answered your question. Hugh Danny asks, any ideas to help players with tackling and keeping width?
Well, two separate things. The width one would be a good one to use the second ball. So as a reward for players maintaining width, then you give them that opportunity. You could then move that on that they have to ask for the ball, so they have to be aware that they've actually got an overload situation or situation that is a positive one. So you could definitely look to do that. You could have some points around it. So a real good way of getting any change of behaviour is just to reward it when it's good, or some possible consequences when it could be better. So that's some stuff around holding the width. From a tackling point of view, I mean, my messages around the tackling would be, first one would always to be safe, and the second message would be to focus around getting the ball back, different ways to get the ball back. You may then need to strip it back and do more sort of skill zone type activity if some people have some skill deficiencies, especially if it's around safety. So you might want to actually build or progress that up. However, I think through messaging around be safe, look to focus different ways to get the ball back, then we will actually have hopefully lots of young people who are both safe and are pretty proficient in the tackle.
Thanks very much, Fletch. One more question. We said it would be interactive. Ryan says, are these sessions okay for adults, or should he just stick to traditional drills?
Yeah, 100%. If Eddie was delivering instead of Rusty, lots, if not, most all of the activity would be very similar. So for those people who have observed England train, they would be doing lots of this type of activity. So yeah, 100%. No matter what your age or stage of development, improving your skills and your awareness through games.
It's the way to go.
It's the way to go.
Thanks, Fletch.
Cool. You guys come in, What are you thinking? What would be a good challenge for you guys? Give me a way of scoring that's a good challenge.
Pop off the floor.
Okay. Cool. So maybe if you can score as a support player off the pop, then I'll make. Who do you want to make do press ups, Mr. Boy? I'm here with Mr. Boy. Teachers doing press ups is the future. I've heard that. I'll call him out in a sec. You guys cool? You guys ready? Alfie, what? Do you want to go scrum half pass? William Tell. I may move the ball, so no pressure. Didn't have to. Play. Nice. Great support. What would you do differently next time? Cool. This ball play. Give Josh his. Great support. Nice, let's play this ball. Oh, Tom. Tom is beating the game. Okay, freeze. Headbands, put your hand up if you think you've worked out how they're trying to score. What have you noticed? Cool. Okay, how many people are you told? Brilliant. Top work, cool. Nice. Top work, Josh, as well. And we come, let's give you guys another challenge. You hit me up, how are you going to score? Right, they worked you out quick then, didn't they?
Some great coaching going on, but Fletcher's brought over a whiteboard with a few scribbles on it. Fletch, can you tell me what this is?
Yeah, it's just for the players to be pretty explicit around the things that either they want to get better at or they're really good at. So some challenges and some stuff that they want to do in the training session. If we just call over Alfie. Alfie, let's go, mate.
So the lads before the session would have written their own notes.
Yeah, absolutely. So
this is from them.
Yeah. So this is a number of them. We've actually just written some stuff down. So Alfie, do you want to talk about your challenges?
Well, mine was set up more tries than Tom.
What?
Just friendly little competition, more incentive.
Okay, so why Tom to start with?
Well, we play 10 and 12, so in games we mostly try to set up lots of tries. So there's always competition in games as well. So putting it into training will make it easier in the games.
Okay, and so what sort of stuff have you been doing in training?
Trying to get as many touches on the ball as possible, so following my pass and getting back round, because the more time I'm on the ball, the more likely I am to set up tries.
And do you think this has had some impact?
Definitely, because it's been more in the forefront of my mind, as it would if I hadn't done it. Yeah.
What's the score?
4-3 to me.
Nice, nice, Alfie. Off you go, mate.
Well done, Alfie. Fletch, we've got Phil Kearns and Andy Webb assisting Rusty in this session. How important is the role of a co-coach?
Yeah, it is. If you're fortunate enough to have more than one coach, often that will be the case on a Sunday morning, then I would just consider how you are using the coaches, who's leading the session, who has some responsibility. One thing to consider, so Rusty would have been doing it, he would have been coaching both sides of the ball. Often you have somebody who's coaching either a team or an attack or a defence. That's something coaches need to be more mindful of. We tend to focus a lot on the attacking side. But also what a co-coach can afford is just an opportunity to see the game and to observe not only the game but the individual players, and then feed information to the guy who is leading that part of the training session. It's really important.
Thanks very much, Fletch. Fletch, so thank you so much for your time. I really hope you guys have found that insightful and useful. Please give us your feedback. These coaches want to learn as much as you do. If we didn't manage to answer your question, we do apologise. We've run out of time, but we will try to answer any questions that were put during the session over the next few weeks. For more information about anything you've seen tonight, please go to englandrugby.com/coaches. That's all from us. Thanks for watching.